Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. It has been a very long time, it feels like, since I last filmed a video. The last video that I put up was in mid-August, I think, and I haven't filmed anything since then, so this feels weird. But the last couple days it just hit me like a brick of walls, a pile of bricks, that I just really miss filming, and I have a lot of ideas that have come to me in the last couple days, last week or so, things I want to talk about on this channel but that I just don't feel really fit the goals I set for this channel, which is a little bit silly because I never shared those goals with anyone but Marcus. So I am going to go against what I had intended for this year and just talk. There is a lot going on that I would like to update you on, and I think this video will be quite choppy because I am about to go to bed. It's all of 8:37 in the evening and obviously that is bedtime, but I'm gonna come back to this video a few times and I just wanted to start this so that I finally actually do start it. I'm gonna try to put really good timestamps down below and be quite clear about what is in each timestamp or what each timestamp is about, so that you can click around through those if you care more about a certain topic than another one, and I'll try to label them in a way that makes sense to people who aren't me. Starting off with the first point, a thing that's been taking up a lot of time in the last little while and will keep doing that, is the fact that we are moving. The move is happening today. As of me filming this, is the 16th of September. We get the keys 2 weeks from today and it's just very soon, and everything is finally finalized with us getting the mortgage, us getting our apartment sold. We have now, you know, made contact. We have now booked a moving company. We have told the government that we are moving, the government and the mail companies. We have an electrical company, like we have a contract with an electrical company so that we'll get power in the house and so on and so forth. A lot of that has just been taking up time and I think we are done with that now. I mean, we still have to pack, we still have to finish packing. I don't know how much mess. You can't see that much mess actually, there's a little bit of mess you can see in the mirror right there, but I angled this quite well, didn't I? Either way, mostly packing that is left to do, and then probably just a few bits and bobs that we haven't thought of yet. But it's very exciting, it's happening very soon, and it just still feels a bit surreal. I think it hit me just the other day, like, not only will that be our house, that will also be our home, you know? Because we've been talking about, oh, our house, when we're in the house, when we do this to the house. And it just hit me that, wait, that house will also be home. And I don't feel sad about leaving here. This has been a great apartment, we're very happy. We're happy with the people who bought it, and I mean, the most important thing for us was to get it sold, but we are still happy. We had a good connection with the people who are buying, and I think it's going to be really good. I think this home will serve them well, like it has served us well, and that feels really good. I'm not sad to leave this place, although I do think I'll be a little bit emotional on the day of, because I was that way when we moved here and we let go of our previous apartment. I got emotional when we were there, and I mean, they were both good apartments and we have an amazing view that I am gonna miss. But the house is the next big chapter and it's the next big thing we want to do with our lives. It is very exciting. With the house though also comes the fact that I will have my own office. In the 3.5 years we've lived in this apartment, my quote-unquote office, my desk, has been in 3 different rooms. It's been in the current room that we're in twice, like where it is right now, and also once in the very beginning. I also had what is now Teresa's room as my office for a bit when this was just Marcus's office, and we had our desks set up facing each other out in what is actually the living room, and we had this as a TV room, and all of them have been good in different ways. I have been missing having my own office and I don't really know why, because with the fact that I'm not writing, which I'll also get to in a minute, I am not often in my office. I do some bank stuff in here, I stream when we do that, which we've been cancelling a few streams recently due to illness or overwhelm or what have you, and that's it. Sometimes I'm in here watching something on my computer instead of watching something on the TV, but I haven't been in here a lot, and it's not like Marcus and I compete or, you know, clash about who gets to be in here, or I'm in here and I'm making too much noise and I'm bothering him or anything like that. But I've been missing having my own office for some reason, and I'm very excited to get to have one in the house. I mean, it's big enough that we can all have our own offices, which is going to be really nice for probably several reasons. I don't know why I'm so attached to the idea of having my own office, but I really am, and I hope I will utilize it. And I think when my office was in what is now Teresa's room is when it felt the homiest, the comfiest. I don't know why, and I don't know if I was in an up with my writing then and now I'm in a down with my writing and that affected it somehow. I am not sure, but I am gonna have my own office, which also means that I am going to get to set it up. And as it is right now, I don't know what I want it to look like, so there might be a portion of this video where I try to Pinterest something, I don't know, or I'll just make that video once I'm in the space. I am also not sure how much I'm going to do to the space initially, because a part of me, I do want to, I don't know, paint the walls or put up wallpaper or something and just turn it into a cozy space for me. But I also don't want to jump into that too early without having gotten a feel for the place, and 6 months down the line after already redoing the wallpaper, wishing that I had waited and, you know, put the accent wall on a different wall or something like that. As for furniture, the only things I know I'm putting in my office as of right now is this desk that I'm sitting at, this chair that I'm sitting on, desktop and you know, my screens and stuff, and a clothing rack, which was in my background a few times in when my office was in Teresa's room, or what is now Teresa's room. That's all I know. Apart from that, I do want to put in a comfy chair or a very small couch, because I think that would just be very cozy and nice. I do want some sort of bookshelf, possibly two, but we are going to have most of our books in another room, which will sort of serve as a library slash common room slash hangout room. But I want a bookshelf or two, like some sort of shelving thing, a comfy chair, and then I'm not sure, and that sounds very empty, but also sometimes I think about it or talk about it and I'm like, that sounds really crammed. But my office is also quite a big room, so I have space, and I think maybe I'm just a little overwhelmed with the possibilities of that room. Again, I don't think I'll jump into paint or wallpaper or floor or anything like that from the get-go, but I do still want to make it cozy and homey and stuff from the start as much as possible, instead of being like, oh, I'll do it down the line when I do the wallpaper. So we will see. Now, another thing that I would like to talk about is the dual rule project. Marcus and I have been working on this for close to 2 years now. We started, I think, in February of 2021, right? Not 2020. I have no idea. I'll put it on the screen somewhere when we started. And I've had my ups and downs with this project, and we ended up cancelling our stream back in August, partly due to the fact that we hadn't put up any update videos because we were sick with COVID when we were supposed to film those, but also because, I'll only speak for myself, I have not been working on it. And I'm in a slump with it, and when I look back on the most recent video I made, the vlog I made of trying out a writing schedule for a week, I worked on the dual rule. I do not remember liking it. But when I talked to Marcus about it, he thinks that I did enjoy that experiment, or did enjoy writing the dual rule during that experiment. For me, it's just fog, which is great. But I don't think of this project very fondly. I like the concept of it. I really like that we have been planning it out with people in live streams and all of that. But it is at a point that it has been before as well, where it to me feels more like a chore than something I want to do, which is very sad. And I don't know if that is the outside pressure that I feel like is put on me, which probably means I'm putting it on myself, because I honestly don't really have any obligations to anyone when it comes to this project. But I've been feeling that if I press pause, if I want to stop this, I am letting people down. I'm letting Marcus down because he wants to keep working on it. I'm letting the viewers down, or the people who've helped us plan, because they're excited about it. And I've just reached a point where I need to press pause on this now. I hope that that means that I will dive back into it eventually, that I'll get excited about it again, but I cannot make that promise. And it's sad, and I don't actually want to give up on the project, which is why I'm using the word press pause and not give up. But I just am not enjoying it. I'm not writing, I'm not working on it, which makes it also difficult to enjoy it, I suppose. But I just need to press pause on that. I am hoping once the move is done, I also have some time off work around the move. Once the move is done, once we've gotten settled in the house, which I understand might take a few months, weeks, months, I will have the time and energy and take the time to work on something writing related, because I haven't in a long time, which also has made this channel suffer, which also has made me suffer, because I do really like filming and editing videos, but I do need something to talk about. And I mentioned before, I mentioned my goals for this channel, or I mentioned that I had goals for this channel, and that this video doesn't quite connect with those, doesn't quite work for those. And my goals for this channel for this year was that I was going to upload 2 videos a month, which I have been successful at up until July, and then I put up 1 video in August and then I got ill. I was gonna put up 2 videos a month, one of which was gonna be a writing experiment of some sort, which I have kept up. There is one of them that was like stats on a writing experiment, but I still think that counts. And then the other video every month was going to be a dual rule update. Now there was no dual rule update in August, like I mentioned. There won't be one this month, and there won't be one for the rest of the year. This is also not a writing experiment, so I am breaking the rules. But I am proud of myself for keeping up for the first 7 months of the year, and I do have a few more months left of the year where I can play around with things and see what I end up doing. Again, I really like making videos. This is a real big hobby of mine, but I can't just make a video for the sake of a video. I feel like there needs to be something to it. So that's a thing as well. And work has also been a lot recently, especially in the last week of me filming this. It's just a lot going on, plus we're in fall now, which is my favorite season, so I'm very happy about that. But there are already a fair few weeks, like a fair few events at work that are coming up, all of which sound fun and exciting and you know, but I already like, oh, I have a plan for that week, and there's a plan for that week, and there's a plan for that week. And then there's Christmas, and that makes me feel a bit stressed. But yeah, work has just also been a lot this past weeks, but mostly this last week. And so I'm very much looking forward to the vacation I'll have when we move, so that I will hopefully, even though moving itself is stressful and unpacking and getting settled and all that takes time and energy, hopefully I can still recharge a bit, because I think I need it. And right now I've just been very tired. When I come home from work, I'm very tired. And what energy I do have, I mean, I will admit I do spend a lot of time of my free time watching stuff. Teresa and I have started watching Our Flag Means Death finally. We're on we're gonna start episode 8, I think, so we're almost done with that. I finally started rewatching Anne with an E, which is such a comfort show, and it's such fall vibes for me. And I had an essay thing of like, oh, I really want to rewatch it, but I'll start rewatching it once everything with the house is settled. And once it finally was, I did start rewatching that. And so I am doing other things with my time. But I also know that packing needs to happen. And so I don't feel like I have a lot of time and energy for videos right now. There's an asterisk here that I will not talk about yet, but there's an asterisk here. Writing, I'm not taking the time to write, I'm not really inspired to write. But that will segue me nicely over into the next topic of this video, which is actually writing. I'm not doing it. ever. No, but I haven't been writing, and that makes me sad. I want to get back into it, but I am at least once again back into a feeling of I would like to be writing, which for a long stretch of time I haven't felt. So that is nice, and I do know that I ebb and I flow with my writing, as with many other things, but I do eventually always come back, it seems like, always come back to a feeling of wanting to write, and eventually I do write. And then eventually I do get sick of it, and then I stop writing. And then eventually, you know, it goes back up again. But I was in the midst of everything that's been going on with the house and the move and the mortgage and the life. I was saying to Marcus, like early July, I was going, am I actually interested in writing? Is this something that I actually enjoy? Or is it something that I tell myself that I should be doing because it's my childhood dream, and my childhood dream is to be an author, and I should write, and I'm not, and you know. And that happens with semi-regular intervals too, so don't get too alarmed. But I want to acknowledge the fact that I'm in a position where I do get to decide what I do with my time, my free time, and I don't owe it to anyone to write. I'm getting emotional. I don't know why. I don't owe it to anyone to write, except maybe to myself, maybe to my younger self, but my younger self does not control my current life. And I do ebb and I flow, and that is fine, but technically putting the pressure on myself that I was gonna do a writing experiment, or upload a writing experiment at least, every month this year, meant that I'd have to do 12 writing experiments this year, which means I'd have to write for at least the equivalent of 12 writing experiments. You see where this equation is going. When I don't feel like writing, I do not like to force myself to write, because I am in, for lack of a better word, I'm in a privileged enough position where I don't have to force myself to write. I am not contractually obligated to do it, for example. And that is fair, and that is valid, and I am not going to force it, which is also why I want to take a step back from the dual rule. And I've landed in that decision, and I'm very much trying to not feel guilty for quote unquote letting people down. And I don't know what that means for this channel, because this channel is about writing or reading. I mean, it is the nerdy book nerd. Me 10 years ago came up with that name and it stuck. You know, it's the nerdy book nerd. It's not actually the nerdy writing nerd. But I don't know if I want to put pressure on myself to talk about reading instead, because I'm finally in a position where I enjoy reading again. I do it regularly. I enjoy books. I've been reading a lot of good books this year, and I just don't know. But I think with the move, there will be some like office setup talk video thing. Wow, that was a great title. Let's just use that. At least one of those. And then I think I'll just do a bit of other type of videos for this. I probably will still do a video or two about NaNoWriMo, for example, but maybe not 2 videos a month. Although when I sat down and I made this little list of topics I want to talk about in this video, I realized that maybe I wanted to make videos on all these topics, and now I'm just making this very long rambly one instead. I did touch on NaNoWriMo there, and I'll just say a few words about that. I do think I will be participating. This will be like my 12th, 13th year or something. I do still very much want that streak to continue. We know this at this point, but I don't yet know what I'll be working on. The dual rule project seems unlikely unless I suddenly feel like it come October, November. I don't think so. But I did have an idea recently about a prince that goes to a boarding school and falls in love. Vague. Although when I had an idea, I was like, oh, I'd kind of like to plot this, semi-plot this, my version of plotting this in a video, so that might be happening. And then I might just hate the idea and then never write it, because that also sometimes happens, whether or not I make a video on it. But NaNoWriMo is upcoming. Like I said, today is the 16th of September. It's a month and a half away, and it doesn't feel super soon yet, but I think time will just sprint away until it's time to sprint away. See what I did there? But I do hope to be participating in the Nano survival kit swap again this year. I have yet to hear anything about it, but I do hope there will be one, and I do hope to be a part of it. So I'm excited about that, and I'm tempted to actually film myself putting together my kits that I'm sending away, because I think that could be fun. Obviously not reveal in the video who I'm sending it to, but like my thoughts and ideas for why I'm putting in what I'm putting in. Maybe, we'll see. Or I will say who it's for, but not upload the video until after a survivor kit swap goes up. We will see. But talking about NaNoWriMo, I did have an idea for an experiment, which made me very excited. And I will also say that I do have a whole list of other writing experiments that I'd like to do at some point, but I haven't looked at it in a while. It might be some really good things on there, it might be some really crap things. But I did have an idea the other day that I don't actually think I can do in November. But I have an idea of actually writing 1,667 days exactly per day of NaNoWriMo. I think it could be interesting, but I need to have a story. I don't need to, but I would like to have a story that I'm kind of in, you know, into. But the problem would be that if I am eager to keep going, I have to stop myself. Because the opposite I've done plenty of times, where like, ugh, I'd like to stop, but I only have 500 words to my goal, I'll keep going. But the opposite, because I like to take notes to myself as I go. I've talked about this before. I tend to jump down a couple lines and just in all caps, just a brief sort of, oh, and then this happens, and what if this happens, as I have that thought, and then go up and keep writing. And I can still take those notes unless that exceeds the word count, or I suppose I could take the notes in a notebook or something and, you know, solve it that way, but still having to force myself to stop at 1667. And if I'm mid-sprint or just not looking at the word count per, like every word I write, and I realize I've written 1,670 words, I will have to delete 3 words, which goes against the whole point of Nano, doesn't it? But I don't think I can do that this November, because I do have 2 nights that I'll be sleeping away, 2 nights back to back. I'm going to see some friends, and well, one is a work day that ends with a work party sort of, and then I'm staying at a friend's, and then the 2 of us are going to another friend and staying there for a night. And I don't think either of those days will be writing days, and that would ruin the plan. So we'll see if I actually attempt this experiment at all. I could probably write a couple words on my phone here and there throughout the days, but 1,667 words is a lot of couple words to squeeze out. That's a lot of bathroom breaks, or, you know, something else. So we'll see about that. I do also want to say I have 2 topics left, and the battery's flashing, so we'll see how this goes. I have 2 topics left, and then apparently this will just be one long video, I guess. But the first one is I am a little bit tempted to do a video in Swedish, and I don't know why. The idea came to me the other day. I think it could be fun, and then obviously I would put subtitles on it, because that seems fair, because the vast majority of my audience does not speak Swedish or understand Swedish, so I think that would just be fair. But I've never actually done, no, not true, I've done subtitles once. Years ago I did subtitles for another channel for one video. It was very fun, but it's a big process. I don't have that program anymore, and so on, so we'll see. I don't know why I want to do that. For me, it feels weird because I make these videos in English. I've always made these videos in English. I've never made a video in Swedish unless it's been sending a message to Marcus or something. This is English. This is what I do. And I think it could be fun, but I don't know why. And I'm just trying to think, if I watched someone on YouTube who suddenly did a video in another language, if I was interested in the topic that they were talking about, but they just did one video in a different language, would I be interested? Would I have the attention span to keep watching it? Even though I couldn't just, you know, listen and understand what was going on, I'd have to watch it. Maybe that's just me. I listen to a lot of YouTube. I think I listen to more YouTube than I actually watch. So there's that, and also I think it would be interesting if, like, listening to someone speak in their native tongue or a different language, the way you speak changes. Not just the way of like semantics and how sentences are built up and you know, the order of the words, but I think I have a different tone to my voice in Swedish and English. One is deeper, one is higher, for example. I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure if it's just something I perceive it as, but that's a thought. And I think it could be fun, but I want you to let me know down below if you think that would be fun. And also if there's a specific topic or a specific kind of video you'd want me to do in Swedish in that case. Because doing like a whole vlog is a lot, especially if it's like a writing experiment vlog spanning a week or a month or something. That's a lot, but we'll see. There was the International Writers Tag, Marine, a few years ago. I never did it. I think I was tagged, and that was like, do it. I don't think I ever did it. I don't remember. And I think that the entire tag was in English, but then you could say a phrase, you could say something in your native tongue at the end. We'll see. Let me know. And then the last thing before I wrap up this video is that I'm actually working on a secret project. It has nothing to do with writing. It has, however, been very time consuming. Something I'm doing for fun. I'm enjoying it a lot, but it does take time and energy and can at times be stressful. And I will share with you what it is, but I will not do that now. I will do that after New Year's. And just to you know, crush any potential rumors that could be started from this, no, I am not pregnant. I know that Estelle worked on a secret project and then announced that she was having a baby. No, very much not happening. But it is a secret project that I've been working on, and it's very fun, it's very exciting. I don't know how many of you will actually be interested in it, but I have really enjoyed it and I keep really enjoying it. I will share that with you around the new year, like around New Year's, maybe a bit into January, because I will share it with you. That is on my list of things to do, just not quite yet. The camera battery died just as I was gonna sign off, but I hope this video has been useful, helpful, cleared some things up, calmed you down in case you were concerned about where I've been. I'm fine, it's just a lot going on, and I wanted to give you this update and give myself this update just to, I was gonna say even the playing field, but that's not the right phrase, is it? Just to clear some things up and just to let you know what's going on, basically. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back with another video soon, and I hope to see you then. Bye!